I'm the homicide lieutenant. I'm here today to announce an arrest in the murder investigation of Jason Brian Horton, a 25-year-old black male. On Monday, January 9th, at approximately 9:45 a.m., police responded to a shooting in the 7900 block of Dandy Avenue at a residence. When they arrived, they found Jason Horton inside the residence, suffering from a gunshot wound to his torso. He was transported to the hospital. However, he died from his injuries at the hospital. The other occupants of the house said that they were the victims of a home invasion robbery, and that during the robbery, an armed, masked gunman was struggling. Well, actually, Jason was struggling with him to take the gun away from him. During the struggle, several shots were fired, and Jason was struck by one of them, and they actually believe that the suspect had been struck by one of the bullets too. The suspect then fled the apartment or the house and was last seen going down the street. Detectives arrived at the scene, and shortly after that, they were notified that a person by the name of Clifford Anthony Williams, a 37-year-old black male, had walked into the Orange Park Medical Center suffering from a gunshot wound. Williams' story at the time was that he was the victim of a shooting that occurred on the west side. Detectives were able to identify the individual that gave him a ride to the hospital. During the interview of that person, they said that Williams called them, requested a ride to the hospital, and they picked him up near the intersection of Atlantic and Southside Boulevard, which is just down the street from Dandy Avenue. Further investigation at the scene revealed items of evidence inside the scene that linked to the suspect, and also a search of the friend's car were items of evidence that were linked to the suspect. On Tuesday afternoon, the suspect was released from the hospital. Detectives served an arrest warrant for murder and transported him back here to the station where he was then booked into the PDF for murder. I can try to answer any questions if you have any.
Did he admit to home invasion, or was it made based upon the evidence?
Based upon the evidence, and there weren't any statements.
Did the suspect happen to know anybody in the home invasion?
We haven't been able to identify any relationship, and the victims have said they don't know who this person is.
Was a weapon recovered?
What's that?
Was a weapon recovered?
It was.
I just asking how y'all became aware, JSO, that he was at the hospital.
We got a call. When people, show up at the hospital with gunshot wounds, part of their protocol at the hospitals is to call law enforcement. So.
The gun that you were able to locate, was that the suspect or the victim had that gun?
It was the suspect's gun. It was left at the scene. That was the item of evidence that we had at the scene.
And what kind of gun was it?
I don't recall the type of gun it is. It's a handgun. I don't remember the caliber.
Has there ever been an incident at this home before?
I don't know.
Did you match him up by blood evidence at the scene and his blood?
It's early for that. I mean, obviously forensics is part of the whole investigation, but that takes some time. We're still in the same week that it occurred, and those things take a little bit longer. Is that it? All right. Thank you.